Think they'll become wealthy by spending less and earning more. And yes, while those two rules are the bedrock of personal finance, key part that's missing. So I believe that for years I was incredibly frugal, cutting out coffee, etc. At the same time, increasing my income by doing a side hustle outside of my 9 to 5, literally working mornings, evenings, and weekends. I quickly realized there's a ceiling to that strategy. There's only so much you can cut out without depriving yourself. Not only that, there's so many hours in the day, you can't trade all of that time for money. I remember coming home from my 9 to 5, opening my phone to start filming content in the evening, and just remember thinking, this is not sustainable forever. The missing piece was leverage, and this word always sounded really fancy, like something that only Wall Street bros would use. Leverage is really simple. It's just getting more output for the same input. So let's go through the 5 main types. One is capital leverage, the thing that I just don't stop banging on about, investing. And yes, investing your money is actually really important because you're making your money work for you. It's about investing in assets that grow or maintain their value. Number 2 is time leverage. I feel like we've demonized or just always make fun of people that sell courses, but this is just an example of time leverage. I know a friend that spent 2 years creating a course, but it's now a really steady source of income. You could spend 6 months or 2 years or something creating something that could be basically monetized forever, or you could consistently trade an hour of your time to teach that lesson. One has the ability to make you thousands and thousands, and the other is capped at a certain amount of money because you only have a certain amount of time in your day. Now, this obviously does not have to be a course. It could be an ebook, a digital product, a template. Number 3 is media. People always say, like, post your content, but no one actually explains the value that it has. And that's because to get opportunities, traditionally you may have to email people directly, cold DM people. Now you can post one bit of content demonstrating your value and reach thousands simultaneously. This is why people put so much emphasis on personal brands and building a platform, because social media has literally democratized being able to build your own brand. Number 4, systems and code leverage is about building templates or systems that make your life automatic, automating your savings and investments, anything that you can build that essentially saves you time. When it comes to content, I've implemented this by setting up automation, so when someone comments something on Instagram, like where is your scarf from, it will just send them an automatic DM with the link. I don't have to manually reply to all of those people. Number 5 is trust leverage. When people trust you more, it reduces the friction that you have to go through to be able to do something, whether it's get a job, an opportunity. Whenever someone doubts you, hesitates, or needs convincing, it slows you down, so building trust over time is a form of leverage. Those are the 5 different kinds of leverage. If you are wanting to build wealth specifically in your 20s, these are really important to implement as soon.
Rich girl habits I swear by as a financially responsible 25-year-old with 6 figures in my savings and investments. Starting off with building leverage. It is not enough to just live below your means and increase your income. You have to be building leverage. That is simply just getting more output for the same input. You know that famous phrase, work smarter, not harder? The ways that I use leverage is using social media to reach thousands of people with one message, using automations in my business so that I don't have to manually reply single person, selling things like digital products that cost me nothing to replicate. One person could buy it or 1,000 people could buy it. It's no more work for me. Number 2, I don't give in to lifestyle creep. In the last year and a half, my income went from 30k a year to 30k a month, and in a lot of situations people would see that as finally I can buy all of the things that I want to buy. But for me, I'd much rather buy my freedom than buy a load of unnecessary stuff that's just going to gather dust. Number 3 is I pay myself first. I treat myself like the priority rather than Netflix or whoever. If you wait till the end of the month to see what you have left to save, there's a very strong chance you won't save. So automate it at the start of the month as soon as you get paid. Number 4, I diversify my income streams. There is nothing scarier to me than relying on one source of income. I think in today's job market, a way to future-proof yourself is to build diverse skill sets and be a generalist rather than being a specialist in one particular thing. This is why a side hustle is so great. It's not the extra hour or the extra £12 you might earn. It's the extra time learning a new skill. And if you're extra consistent with that side hustle, like I was with content creation, you could make the career switch and open a business instead. Number 5, I consistently learn about money. I did not learn about this growing up at all. I did not have financially fluent parents. Yes, they were sensible, but never taught me about entrepreneurship or anything like that. And instead of complaining, thinking, well, other people have it better than me because they learnt it at school, I took it upon myself to do a self-education. And I always think the most successful people are always the ones that have self-educated themselves in a topic. Some rich girl habits I practice as a financially responsible 25-year-old. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. One of the things that I can't compromise on is healthy eating, so come and do a weekly food shop with me. You guys know that I'm usually on foot, but today I got the privilege of being a passenger princess. Starting off with some apples, oranges, and bananas. I picked up some rocket because I have this with like every meal, and we also got some basil because I recently made some homemade pesto and so good. So we're currently using a meal prep service for our lunches, and this is currently coming to about 18 to 25 pounds a week. We keep using first time discount. So the rest of the stuff that we're buying here is for breakfast and dinners. It has definitely increased our overall food budget, so today we're going to try to stick to £40 each. So we got some avocados. These are a good source of healthy fat, and we pretty much have them with every meal. Moving on to proteins, we got one steak to share. fun to have with breakfast. We've got some chicken thighs, and then we also got these salmon fillets. We got some creme fraiche because it's actually really good to have. And then obviously got some own brand cheese. When we do a big food shop like this, we always stock up on some cupboard essentials like these stock cubes and also some rice. I always go for this one. And then a little bit of a splurge compared to the basic line, but this pasta is really good. And then my comfort meal is chicken and mushroom orzo. In one of my older food shop videos, someone commented, wouldn't I get my food delivered because usually I'm on foot? But honestly, I'm such a control freak, I'd hate to have a replacement product. But since we were driving, we topped up on some new rolls, and it's always best to buy these in bulk. And then in one of my recent videos, I asked you guys what's a more sustainable, eco-friendly way of cleaning, and you guys said white vinegar. My current verdict is I actually much prefer it over Dettol. And then of course, face wash, which we can't live without. And lastly, we stocked up on some Jasons, which we keep in the freezer, got some potatoes and eggs. So the total shop came to £82, which was £41 each. A lot of people say that I should shop at Aldi or Lidl instead, but I personally prefer the produce at Waitrose. But I'm curious, if you do consistently shop there, how much do you think the food shop would be there?
Whilst in your 20s, you're going to want to avoid making these 5 mistakes. Number 1 is not checking your payslip. It took me ages to realise that it was actually my responsibility, not my employer's responsibility, to know if my payslip is correct. So just look at your tax code, look at your student loan, pension contributions, everything like that, and make sure it seems okay. Number 2 is opting out of your workplace pension. You are literally saying no to free money. A lot of people say that they don't want to start investing because they don't have an emergency fund, etc. But it's likely that your workplace pension is probably the first time you'll actually be investing. Number 3 is delaying investing for any other reason other than you can't afford it. I think it's totally valid to not be in a position to invest because you're building up your emergency fund, you're paying off debt. And delaying investing by 5 or 10 years can literally be saying no to tens of thousands of pounds because of compound interest. Number 4 is paying yourself last. Seeing what you have left over after you've spent all your money is usually a way to have nothing left at the end of the month because you'll always find a way to spend that money. Instead, budget and work out how much you can set aside every month and putting that aside at the start instead of the end. So automating this so you're not just relying on motivation or willpower. Number 5 is constantly upgrading your lifestyle or lifestyle creep. Now, it's totally fine to increase certain aspects of your life or outsource tasks if you're a high earner or really time poor. But constantly feeling like you need to prove yourself or look rich through material goods. Real wealth is owning assets that work for you while you sleep. The problem with buying into this aspirational luxury lifestyle without having any savings or investments to show for it is at the end of the day, you're not actually left any richer. These are 5 mistakes to avoid in your 20s if you're trying to build wealth. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and follow for